what up? What up? What up?
What up?
Hey up, back in the building. It's the vibes, you know what I'm saying? Got Merv, you know what I mean? For real, is my partner in crime tonight. You know what I'm saying? Let's shout out these sponsors real quick. You know what I mean? Bobby Blackjack TV, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. You know what I'm saying? All the whole team, man. You know what I mean? Shout to Shawn Stacks, Becca, Tina Beach, Street Team, General Tayson. Shout to Nick J. You know what I mean? Our folks over at Blast, you know what I mean? At Blast Music, shout to them. Man, 1 Mile High Radio, you know what I'm saying? So we ready to get into it. You know how we do on a Monday night. We got to talk about what happened on Sunday in the NFL.
Also, don't leave our two newest people, Mel and Ife.
Mel and Ife, yeah. Yeah, they're going to be coming to y'all on Sunday. They're going to be coming to y'all on Sunday, yeah. I'm trying to tell you, if you ain't seen them, you got to tune into the Sunday show, man. Usually they rock out with us on Wednesday too, man. But they gonna have personal touches on the Sunday show, man. So we gotta check that out. Before we get into that, let me say, what up to Merv? Merv, how is everything going? How was your weekend and all of that, man?
My weekend was good, man. We did me and my college friends did like a little we had like a daddy daycare kind of weekend, man. Like me and my homeboys had our kids out at like a family festival, hung out at one of my homeboys' house in Charlotte, and went out to eat and shit like that. So that was my weekend, man. It was the dad and the kids weekend.
Right, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Sound like y'all had a ball, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, man, we did.
Definitely that, man.
How about you though?
Man, shoot, I was good, man. You know what I'm saying? Not too much. You know what I mean? For I work like early Saturday morning, and then after that, you know what I'm saying? Ran to the store. You know what I mean? Had to get a couple things for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So getting the Thanksgiving stuff straight. Yeah, man. So I was like, man, you know what? Let me get in here before everybody pile up on me or whatever. So you know what I mean? But my mom, you know what I mean, for real, requested 2 things from me. I got to go to her favorite bakery and get the sweet potato pie, and I got to pick up a cheesecake, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'll be doing this weekend. I'm like, man, this bakery my mom loves called Denise's in North Philly. I'm like, the line be around the block, so I'm going to try to go early in the morning, so that way, you know what I mean, I don't got to wait in that really long line.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, but let's get into this NFL, man. We got to get into this NFL. I'm like, a lot's going on, but I think my favorite story, you know what I'm saying, from this weekend is to see Cam Newton back, you know what I'm saying, in the Carolina black and sky blue, and how he came in the game, you know what I mean, affected the game, being the leader that he is. And them whipping, you know what I mean, the Cardinals. I mean, they beat them down like they didn't even belong on the field, man. So props to the Panthers, props for them bringing Cam Newton back. Cam Newton was just named the starter, going forward for next week and probably the rest of the season. And he deserves it.
Yo, not only did he come back, he scored, he came back, scored touchdowns.
Yep.
And beat up on Arizona. Now, I know Arizona was missing their starting quarterback,
right? But
they were missing their starting quarterback last week when they beat the fuck out of the 49ers.
Yes.
So, I the city is hype. Down here,
I believe
really hype. Like Cam jerseys have came out of fucking nowhere. The price of the Carolina Cam jerseys have skyrocketed, went the fuck back up. Excitement is back in Charlotte, and you would think they went from. You would think Cam added 3 or 4 victories, like their whole record. You would think they went from like 4-4 to 8-2 all of a sudden, because that's how excited motherfuckers are with Cam coming back.
Yeah, man. I was like, man, it was crazy though. You know what I'm saying? And it was a meme, that I posted, I think, at SNS before, where it was just like Cam Newton and LaMelo Ball in the same city. That's like Charlotte is going to be wild. You know what I'm saying? those are two very eccentric guys and the leaders of their teams in Charlotte. So should be a good time in Charlotte right now, man. You know what I mean, for why watching that go on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think because they played in Arizona this week, right?
Shoot.
It wasn't a home game. I think it was in Arizona.
Okay.
So the next week is next week is a home game.
Oof.
Yo.
that's gonna be sold out. If it ain't sold out already, it's gonna be sold out.
Charlotte gonna be stupid next Sunday.
Yeah, crazy. Definitely crazy, man. You know what though? I'm gonna say like this, man. Let me go to another game. I'm sad that our comrade Stacks ain't here because I watched the game, Washington and the Bucks. I watched that game before the Eagles game came on, and I'm gonna say like this, man. Washington made plays when they had to make plays. That really, was some good football that they played down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Every time they needed to make a play, whether it was a pass play, whether it was a run, first downs, chewing up yardage, that's exactly what they were able to do, man. And they just closed the game out. They ended the game on like a 12-play drive. I'm like, that is how you play some football, man. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what, we lining up against you and we gonna beat y'all. And that's exactly what they did to the Bucks. They beat them, on the last play.
Man, I don't know what the fuck is going on with NFL over the last 2 weeks.
Nah.
Because all the teams is like favorites and supposed to win by like 10, 12, 14, and supposed to win easily.
Yeah.
They're fucking losing. Like the last 2 weeks have been weirdest shit in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like Pittsburgh went to fucking overtime and a tie with Detroit, who haven't won the game yet. And Redskins beat the fucking Bucks with Brady. And they're one of the highest scoring offense. After Chase Young went down with a knee injury and was missed the fourth quarter, like, yo, shit crazy. But like you said before, Mark, any given Sunday, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's I think I think some teams are starting to turn the tide where, you know what I'm saying, by somehow, some way, they're finding an identity. You've seen it with Carolina. Cam comes back, you know what I'm saying? They now have an identity that they didn't have the rest of the whole season. I look at what the Eagles did to the Broncos in Denver. I'm like, now they're running the football. I'm just like, we've been begging this team to run the football. Now they're running the football. No Miles Sanders, by the way, who's the starter. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it with Boston Scott and Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard hasn't had a prominent role running the ball in a few years, and he looks fresh. I'm just man, crazy.
You know the problem is, Mark, is this new age of NFL, and everything should have balance. Yep. And I think that's the issue with a lot of shit, in sports and music. It's crazy that's all. But that's what we talk about Mondays. In sports and music, it needs to have balance. And when there's no balance, it becomes top heavy.
Yeah.
And I think that shit could get saturated, and people just try to do copycats, try to either sound like everybody else or try to play like everybody else. So you got Patrick Mahomes. People like Patrick Mahomes have spoiled the league. Like you got the Holmes, the Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. And
every team want to try to emulate that and try to find this dynamic passing offense. And when it comes down to it, it's the basics that's going to help you win: defense and running the ball.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say like this: I know the offensive lines of the teams, when they run the ball, it makes them feel better because they get to hit somebody.
Right.
I'm just like, man, you think the offensive line wants to play, protection all game? No, they want to hit somebody. They want to move forward, man. So I was just like, man, help your offensive line out by running the ball. It makes them feel better and makes them play better when it's time to pass.
And some offensive linemen, their strength and their skill set is run blocking because it's two different skill sets, the pass block compared to run block.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying? Man. Like I said, it was some great it was some great games yesterday. I'm like, man, weather affected some games. You just talked about the Lions and the Steelers. It rained all day.
Hey, Marc, is Kansas City back?
Man, you know what I'm saying? They beat up on the Raiders. I mean, no disrespect, for the guy Manny out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey. But I'm like, they beat up on the Raiders. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm going to have to see him do it again. I think it needs to be a little more balanced. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they did do a lot of those short pass plays to the running back, Williams. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, I would like what I was seeing there. They need to do more of that. Those little pitch and throw things or whatever for like a couple yards, and then he turns them into a 10-yard game. So
to me, that's the first adjustment that I have seen Andy Reid and Kansas City offense make since they've been playing this 2 safety deep, keep everything in front. That's the first that I've seen. I don't know if you've seen anything different.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, one thing about KC has a good collection of backs. I'm like, you have Williams. I know the boy Hilaire's coming back. He should be back like in maybe a week or two. So I'm like, they have a good collection of backs. I'm like, but use them though, so that way you can open up some of those pass plays, which they were able to open up. You seen Tyreek Hill getting the ball more. You seen Kelsey getting a couple of those deep crossing routes. I'm just like, that's what you're supposed to do, And then once they able to mix this in, maybe they can get some McCole Hardman on some of that deep stuff where you can just air the ball out. But I was just like, if you start doing this, you're going to start to see, some of these guys go a little bit further out and they're going to be catching bombs. But it starts, I'm saying, up front and taking care of this run game and making that effective.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was just like, man, I'm trying to, let me talk about this, man, because I know this is a blow to some people's fantasy teams. Yeah, I mean, the Packers beat Seattle, right? 17-0. The weather was terrible. But I'm like, man, that Aaron Jones injury, it looked bad. It looked bad. They're saying more it's a hyperextended knee. So I'm like, it's a chance he could make it back, you know what I'm saying, by the end of the season or playoffs. But I'm like, that just looked ugly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, prayers with him and his family and everything. But I just like, that looked bad though, So I'm just like, I know people, I was seeing people RIP their fantasy team because he's their starting running back or whatever. But I was just like, yeah, man, it was rough. That was rough to see, man. And I was just like, man, like I said, it's weird. I've never seen Seattle look that bad. They looked awful. They really looked awful.
But so a couple of factors with the Seattle Green Bay game, right? It was snow. I don't know if you saw it before the game started, but snow was all over that motherfucker.
Wow. But, they got the equipment. I heard it was snowing. I didn't see it.
But they got equipment to move the shit out the way.
Okay.
So it was snow and it was weather. Now, here's how the weather fucked up Seattle. When it's cold, is either a little, is it with the snow, is it gonna be a little bit of dampness to the football and stuff, and then the football is gonna be a little heavier and it's gonna be harder and shit. Russell Wilson injury was a I think it was a thumb injury, right?
Yeah, like a thumb or something. Yeah,
it was a finger injury.
Okay.
So his first game back is in the snowy weather where you got to grip the ball. So when I saw that, I wasn't expecting too much from like he needed to come back in a warm weather environment, especially having a finger injury.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that, man. It was tough on him, man. You know what I mean? It was tough on him, man. So I mean, for Murph, let's see those standings real quick, man. See what we looking like. You know what I mean, for right now.
Let's see. Let me make sure I got that's NBA. Okay, go right here. All right, so it's American East, American Football Conference. Got Buffalo is still 6-3.
Yeah.
That goddamn Belichick, man. Belichick is making me regret the 49ers not getting Mac Jones. But I know it's the Belichick effect. I know it's the Belichick effect. They're 6-4 right behind Buffalo, man. One game back. Yep. Baltimore 6-3. Tennessee 8-2. Kansas City 6-4. Chargers 6-4. Let's go back to Tennessee, man. They're legit.
They rolling. I mean, you know, I would say like this before when they had Derrick Henry, right? It was just like, yo, the offense is Derrick Henry. Teams put 8 in the box, they still can't stop it, and then they fire off some play action, you know, off those teams trying to stop Henry, right? But now it's just like you don't know who's getting the ball, you don't know who's the
Nope,
playmaker, you don't know
exactly.
any of that, and they're still able to run their stuff because you don't know who's getting the ball. So the scouting report probably is harder because I'm just like, not only is it no Derrick Henry, it's no Julio Jones either. He's not even, he's out too. So, but I'm like, they're still running the same offense, but they're just calling up different players. Like, all right, this play you getting it, this play you getting it, this play you getting it. I'm like, they had a receiver, they had 100 yards yesterday, and I'm just like, I know people who run their fantasy teams like, well, who is this and
Who
how
the
come
fuck is that?
you wasn't on my team?
Right.
Yeah, like 100 yards yesterday. You know what I'm saying? They're doing running back by committee. You know what I'm saying, you know, with Foreman, McNichol, and Adrian Peterson. So you don't know who's getting the ball out the backfield. You know what I'm saying? And the receivers, they're just throwing to whoever's open. I'm like, and it's slow and it's methodical, and then they dink and dunk down the field. You know what I'm saying? And if you press them, they'll throw it a little deeper. And Tannehill is good enough to do stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know.
Tannehill, like you said, it's almost like it's like when you lose your superstar and you just form as a team.
Yep.
And like sometimes it's harder, like you said, to defend that because you know before this we game plan against Derrick Henry. Now Tannehill might go by, they might ride Tannehill ass, they might ride AJ Johnson ass, they might ride Peterson, or they just might do all around shit.
Yeah, but I'm like, it got to drive a defensive coordinator crazy because you really don't know who's getting the ball. Like, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, so you can't really cheat anything, or you'll let, you know, the safety peeking in at the quarterback. Maybe I'll do a safety blitz. Like, you don't know where the ball's going. So, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like when you play them, you're playing a little bit on your heels.
And here's the other thing about Tennessee. They're battle tested. And five, they have 5 games this year where the score has been determined by single digits,
Right?
like 7 points or less.
Mm-hmm.
They're 4-1.
Yep.
They're 4-1. This past game was like 3 points, I think.
Very close point. Yep, very close game. Yep.
So before the season started, I had Tennessee going to the Super Bowl because of the addition of Julio Jones to go with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, crazy how both those guys are out and they still winning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, man.
So this is national market right here.
Yeah, NFC, man.
Dallas 7-2.
Yep.
Green Bay is 8-2. Tampa Bay 6-3. Arizona's still good. 8-2. Rams 7-2.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Rams, what you think about Beckham, man?
I'm gonna say like this. I like the move, right? I'm like, man, and I'm like, man, I don't know, you know, if God was looking down from above, you know what I mean, for it to be like, yo, man, this Robert Woods injury is coming up, you know what I mean, y'all better sign Odell Beckham. I don't know, but he's going to be asked to do some things. He's going to be asked to do some stuff, you know. We're going to see, you know, what kind of player, you know, he is right now. You know, he's, if anybody thinks he's Odell Beckham from New York, nah, he's not that guy because he's been injured like at least 2 or 3 times, or you know, since then. So he's not that guy. But can he be? If he's like half of what he was from before, he's still a good player. He's not a great player, but he's a good player.
So I'm gonna tell you, I respectfully disagree with you. I think he is the player from New York until proven otherwise. I can't count, and I don't say this, I can't count Cleveland. I can't, like, Cleveland to me is like career killers. Like,
yeah, because of the organization. I remember you said that.
because of organization. And I'm gonna mention a player, and before I mention this, I don't need people going off like he's not that great of a player as him. I'm not saying that. But do you remember when Randy Moss was playing with the Raiders?
Yeah. Didn't look so good.
How bad he looked, how unmotivated he looked. Like he was like, I play when I want to play. He made that comment while with the Raiders. I play when I want. Like he was loafing. He wasn't running full speed on all plays, and people was like, "Yo, he's not how he used to be with the Vikings. He might as well retire." He went to New England.
Yep.
Like, God damn, he breaking receiver records.
Yeah.
Now again, Odell Beckham is not Moss, but I feel it's the same situation. That as long as he's with Stafford, he's with an offensive minded coach.
Yep.
I think he's gonna snap. I think he's gonna snap. We're gonna see him play like it was with the Giants. And the reason why I say that, to me, Odell Beckham wasn't like this big time explosive player, but he was a big time playmaker because his hands.
Yeah,
he still got them hands.
Great hands.
He still got those hands, so you can still make the jump catch or make the unbelievable catch, because that was his forte, making a great catch. His forte wasn't catch a ball, run a 4.3 and break out. So he still got the hands. So that's why I say I still think we're gonna see a lot of that New York player.
Yeah, well, they getting the Rams, need them, and they need them to produce. And I think in this offense where because you have the other weapons, Cup, Higbee, you know what I'm saying? You got Jefferson and you got the running back Henderson coming out the backfield. So they have enough weapons where you can't just key in on Odell or anybody else. You just gotta play him. You know what I'm saying? And may the best man win.
And like you said earlier, it was almost like a blessing in disguise, because when they signed him, 3 days later, Robert Woods got tore ACL in practice and is out for the season.
Yeah.
So he automatically becomes the number 2 starting receiver.
Yeah.
Opposite of Cup.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you, I would say like this. Arizona has to get healthy. I think Murray, they might try to force him back, but he might be out for another week. And Nuke Hopkins, I'm not sure what the timetable for his return is either. But I think, they might hold both those guys out another week, man. You know what I'm saying? And, get them healthy. Dallas, you know what I'm saying? The offense looks good. The defense is very opportunistic. You know what I'm saying? They have a great pass rush. I know they lost Randy Gregory for a few weeks. Hopefully he can get back soon, but the pass rush looks good. You know what I'm saying? When that pass rush is coming, those corners, kind of play, to another level. So I'm just like, they're doing that, and I know they got waxed by Denver, and I think that was just a wake-up call. I think that was a punch in the mouth. Let's wake up. Let's play our brand of football. I'm not sure if you're going to see what happened with the Denver game, that you're going to see that the rest of the season. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So let me ask you this. We're at the halfway point in NFL season, Mark. As of right now, let me know who's your coach of the year, offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, MVP of the year, and offensive defensive player of the year.
Man, I would say like this. Coach of the year, I'm going to go with McCarthy in Dallas. He was awful. The team was awful. They lost McCarthy in Dallas.
Really?
Yeah, because they were awful last year. They were awful. And they're 7-2 now. You know what I'm saying? And that offense is able to move the ball better than any Dallas offense I can remember, in the last, I don't know how many years, but that offense moves, and I'm like, man,
Damn.
I was like, man, they dogged them yummy before, but I got to give them credit. You know what I'm saying? I got to give them credit, man. Having this team at 7-2 and having those players perform the way they're performing. And I didn't expect much of the defense for Dallas. I thought a lot of their games was going to be a shootout, and it didn't work like that. So I guess props to the defensive coordinator, but that falls under the head coach for bringing in the new DC. So I was just like, yeah, I like him.
Damn. Dallas coach.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised I'm even saying it, but I got to give credit where it's due.
Man, I gotta go with. Damn that. You right. I was not expecting you to say that shit. Not for coach of the year. Shit. There's a toss up between two coaches to me right now. But if I had to choose one, I gotta go with Tennessee head coach.
Okay. Who's that? Vrabel, right?
Yeah, Vrabel.
Yeah.
If 2-3 weeks ago, I probably wouldn't have said him because, like, it was almost expected. I mean, you brought Henry back. You brought everybody back. Then you got they added Julio Jones.
Yep.
But man, this Derrick Henry got hurt 2 weeks ago. This is the second game without Henry,
and they won.
Julio Jones didn't play. You signed Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson is your early down back now. AJ Johnson was hurt in the beginning of the year. He was playing without him. It was all Derrick Henry. The defense has stepped up tremendously over the past 4 weeks, and they've won 5 games in single digit with a margin of the single digits, and they're still winning.
Yeah,
the past game was no Jones, no Henry, and it's still winning. It's still 8-2. Yeah, 8-2. So that would be my coach of the year.
Okay.
As right now at the midway.
Man, I'm gonna say like this. I'm gonna try to run through some of it a little quickly. You know what I mean? Because I know we gotta get to the NBA, but
okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's run it with with minimum explanations.
Yeah, I would say player of the year. I'm really not sure. I'm like I think I give my vote for Aaron Rodgers. I think I mean he's doing more with less. To be honest.
So is that offensive player of the year? You talking offensive player?
Yeah, offensive player of the year. Yeah.
Offensive player.
You know what I'm saying? Defensive player of the year, I'm not really sure. It's a number of guys that are playing pretty well, man. It's a lot of different guys that are playing well. I'm not really too sure on that. You know what I mean? Who do you have as defensive player of the year so far?
So check it. My defensive player of the year, my defensive rookie of the year, and my defensive player of the year is from the same team.
Wow.
And I'm following your lead, but is damn shit. The defensive back from Dallas and Michael for defensive player of the year.
Okay.
And Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
For defensive rookie of the year. Diggs. Diggs for as of right playing now. Because through this part of the season, he has like 2 or 3 pick sixes. I think he's leading the league in interceptions, and he's had two game winning or game sealing plays for Dallas. And they're anchoring a Dallas defense, like you said, last year was trash. Trash. Yeah. And they're anchoring this Dallas defense right now. So that's my defensive player of the year and my defensive rookie of the year at the half point.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'll go with offensive rookie of the year. I'm like, man, I gotta give it. I'm like, this is tough. You know what I mean? To be honest, right? Because it's not like, you know what I'm saying, like a splash type of pick, but I like the running back in Pittsburgh, Najee Harris. I think he looks like a seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like he's been there for like a few years and he's just started. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the rookies. I'm just like, man, now I'm gonna tell you by the end of the year this could change because you know that guy who wears the green uniform in Philadelphia, Devontae Smith, looks very good. And he gets
better and better.
He's getting better each game. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see what he looks like by the end of the year. But if he keeps it up at this pace, you know what I'm saying, then we could have a different answer.
Okay.
You know. All right, so let's
MVP.
MVP.
MVP. That's the
Merv, who do
last
you have?
one.
Merv, who you have for MVP right now?
I want both of us to give MVP. My MVP. Ooh, my MVP. Shit. All my league MVPs either hurt or had a badass game this past weekend, man.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. It's kind of rough, man. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
I was like, because you got guys going down. It's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on.
It was Derrick Henry to me before the
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was a runaway favorite for me.
Before he got injured. Without him, it's probably definitely gonna go to a quarterback. So the Kansas right now is between Brady, Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, just damn MVP. That MVP was harder than the others. Yeah. I'm not sure, Mark.
I mean, me either. I'm gonna say like this. I like those two choices. It's probably they be near the top of my list, but watch out for Josh Allen in Buffalo. He's starting to sneak in there. He's played well the last couple weeks, and I'm just like, I kind of seeing that continue because I'm just like, he's looking pretty good, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you, another guy who's like a little further down. The team isn't as good, but he's playing well. That running back from the Colts, Jonathan Taylor. I'm like, man, he seems like a walking 100-yard game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's playing very well.
Yeah. One last thing, Mark. Give me 2 or 3 players that haven't really played to the best in the first half, but you kind of see them pick them up where you kind of think they're going to have a much better second half of the season. Any players come to mind? 2 or 3?
Shoot, I'm gonna go right back to Buffalo. I think it's going to be Stephon Diggs. I think he's going to end up being, the receiver. You know what I'm saying? That he went off yesterday, but I'm just like, I expect him to start having some really, really good games. Justin Jefferson, you know what I'm saying? He's been up and down. I expect him, to play a lot better. So I would say them two right now. I think so.
Okay. I'm picking the offense.
Okay.
I'm picking the whole offense. All the skill players from Kansas City. I expect them to go nuts in the second half. Because all the talk about, they've been figured out. They're not like that anymore. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
I think they're trying to prove a point. There's a reason why they was up big yesterday, and they're still trying to goddamn score. They're trying to let motherfuckers know we ain't going nowhere. So to me, all the Kansas City skill players and quarterback second half, watch out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, for now, let's step on into this NBA real quick.
Okay.
We're gonna step into this NBA. I'm like, man, I know it's early in the season, but I think some things are starting to take shape. Just seeing how teams are playing, and you kind of see, some games, you might watch it here and there a little bit. Wait a minute, let me cut on this game, who's on, and then you might watch first half, or you might catch the highlights of this game or that game. So I think who the teams are becoming, I think, I'm saying for some teams, even though they're jumping out early, I think you're starting to see, like, I think this can continue. So when Washington Wizards, they jumped out early, I mean, they were, one of the best teams in the East. I was just like, I think you're going to have a problem with this team all year. I think this is a certified playoff team and certainly a team, that's going to have home court advantage in the first round. I think that trade from the Lakers, I think they know how to use those guys, Kuzma, Harrell, and KCP. You know what I'm saying? The addition of Aaron Holiday, was very underrated, excellent addition. Spencer Dinwiddie from from Brooklyn. He came in there, on a contract. He's playing well. I just think, they have a lot of nice pieces. I don't know if they're enough for a title, but I know that they're there enough, to disrupt a lot of teams. And I'm like, they still got guys coming in, so coming back. I'm just like, I think that team, I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be solid moving forward. I just don't see them just falling off a cliff. I don't see it.
Who's their bigs?
Shoot. Right now,
Trail.
right now it's Harold. You know what I mean? You know Kuzma plays inside and out. You know what I'm saying? Then they have them European boys coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying?
They got Lynn. They still got Lynn.
No,
right?
no. Lynn is I think in Sacramento, I believe. But they have Bertan's the shooter, like 6'11".
Yeah. But so they ain't got no bruises.
Yeah, but they're getting one back. They're getting Thomas Bryant back in December. You know what I'm saying? They're getting him back in December. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
he's good enough. No. Yeah, that count. I forgot about him. Okay, as long as they need a big. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bigs.
So I feel
I agree with you. Dinwiddie is. He's underratedly good. Like he's very, very efficient.
Yeah.
You got him. They got that kind of like that 3-for-1 with the Kuzma. They got the Caldwell Pope. So now they got defense. They got a little bit of defense with Dinwiddie and with Caldwell.
Yeah.
And it seemed like their chemistry is just better. It seemed like these players mesh well a lot better than the previous 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And then you got the leader now. Beal is the leader.
Yeah.
So it's like they're building around Beal, but they're okay with it. It's like they're forming a team. So they're playing. This is the best they play as a team in years. This ain't the most talent they had as a team, but this is the best they played as a team. So I can see them causing trouble in the playoffs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I think they're doing all right. I would say like this. I'm like, you're surprised. Yeah, I mean, you're surprised at that. You're also surprised at Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Now, I don't know if Cleveland will keep up what they're keeping up. You know what I'm saying? Because they're kind of doing it off the backs of young players. Usually young players kind of hit the wall mid-season. But I'm just like, but they certainly do have what looks like the rookie of the year, Evan Mobley. I mean, goodness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He is balling. And here's another underrated signing. Like speaking of underrated signings, Ricky Rubio playing very well, kind of getting those young guys to gel. The veteran point guard getting those young guys. I mean, I've seen some highlights where he's calling out plays like, "No, you go over here, you do this over there." I'm like, that stuff is big for young players when they're able to learn. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if Cleveland can keep this up.
Also look like he's developing a better shot.
Yeah. But I'm just like, if Rubio continues to have this effect on the young guys, maybe they can keep it up. I'm just not sold on it at this point. If you come back maybe in like a month from now and they're still playing, well, then I'll be like, you know what? I think they can keep it up for the rest of the season. I think I need to see a little more from them. Need to see a little more from them. So I'm just like, we're kind of seeing it take shape. What I'm saying?
What's their record? Let's see. Cleveland's
9-5.
9-5. They're fourth. It's crazy because they're fourth. They're fourth in the East right now.
Yeah. What I'm saying?
Washington is number 1.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm like, and we expected Brooklyn to be there. I'm just like, of course they'd be a better team, with Kyrie, but he's not there. But you still have Kevin Durant. You still have James Harden. KD is still KD, and that's why they are where they are. I think more of the surprise is Boston being, in the Bucks. I think he's even more of a surprise that they are off to a very slow start, both of them.
Who's their point guard?
Boston. Yeah. They have Marcus Smart, and then they have Dennis Schroeder, who they got from the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
So they don't have a true point guard.
Yeah, but you know what? They said the problem is that, they said for right now, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are gunners. Look, I'll just get it done myself. I'll just take the shot. I'm just like, I'm like, hero ball is not winning ball. So I'll be a little concerned with that.
So Mark, you know what that means? It's not Tatum and it's not Brown. It's not their fault. Because this is basically the same core team for the last 5 or 6 years. And they've always been top 4, top 3.
Yeah,
Just the coaching.
Yeah, yeah, because it's a lot of the same characters. I'm gonna say like this: well, one thing that you pointed out with Washington, and at least they're going to get some help in form of a big man. If you look at Boston, they don't really have any true big men. Like if you look at the roster and you're just like, well, who's playing in the paint that actually can log a lot of minutes and play effectively?
Nobody.
Not really anybody. So that's a surprise. I think Milwaukee's a surprise. I know Chris Middleton has missed, I mean, for real, I think a couple games. So I'm like, I won't, hurt him too much, in terms of what I think about him. But I don't know. They're not off to a good start. They're not off to a good start.
No, Mark. They deserve every criticism that you think about giving them right now because they still got the fucking MVP. Yeah. They got the Finals MVP was fucking last during the playoff season unstoppable. They even coming off an injury. How the fuck are they 6-8, Mark? No, they don't get no pass just because of Middleton out. They still got Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
They still got Drew Holiday. You got Drew Holiday. You got Giannis. And they've always had a good bench. They got Connaughton. They got no. There's no way in hell they should be.
They should be this bad. Yeah, I agree.
So Giannis, you gotta step the fuck up. Like, are they complacent because they won the championship? Like they don't give a fuck now?
Yeah,
man. Because Giannis' numbers not even the same. I don't know if you've been paying attention to his stats. His stats not even the same as far as like the points and the rebounds. And the blocks, how it was last year? Nah, they not. Their fire is not there, so they need to step the fuck up.
And one more thing I want to talk about with the Eastern Conference. I'm like, Atlanta, were they overachievers last year, or is this just, what I mean, for they could get this back together? I'm like, I didn't expect them to be that low. I thought and the thing is, they had all their players back. Now, DeAndre Hunter, he's gone for 8 weeks. He just got injured. But I'm just like, you had your full complement of players in the first 14 games. You know what I'm saying? And you only won 5 of them. That's a little disturbing. You know what I'm saying? For a team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Shit. Now, I'm going to say this, right? There's a lot of players and a lot of teams being affected by the new way of refereeing.
Yes.
Atlanta, I didn't know their record was that bad, but I know Atlanta is one of the teams that's been affected.
Because of Trae Young, and those off-balance shots that he would get foul calls on. He's not getting foul calls on. Yeah. That could be an issue.
But God damn.
Yeah. Looks bad.
Another team is affecting is Portland.
I heard Lillard actually came out. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he came out and said that. All right, Merv, let's get them Western Conference teams up. Let's see what's going on over there. Golden State's at the top. They're playing exceptional. They lost Charlotte the other night, though. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, man, because one of my friends was telling me they were like, Golden State, they're off to a great start, but how many of these games are they playing on the road? True road games. And I'm like, oh, a lot of their games were at home at first. I'm like, easier to play in front of the home fans than it is on the road. So,
and Golden State has since the Splash Brothers, they've always been a great home team.
Yeah.
They've always been a great home team.
Yeah,
but
so
nobody expected them to be 11-2 without fucking Klay Thompson, and you playing with Wiggins. Yeah. James Wiseman is hurt. James Wiseman not even playing.
He's not playing.
Wiggins, Steph, and Draymond. Nobody.
But I'm gonna say like this: it's the other cast of characters that are jumping in here and playing well. Jordan Poole, obviously being at the start of that. Kevon Looney, who's been there for a while, he's playing better. And these
the third or the second.
He's playing well, and they're actually getting some useful minutes out of those rookies that they drafted. So I'm like, man, Kuminga. Okay. And Kuminga and Moody gets in there a little bit, but I just like Golden State has a nice, well-rounded team. we're waiting for Clay to get back to see what the team really looks like when he gets back. You know what I'm
And
saying?
Wiseman.
And
Here's
what?
the
Yeah,
thing,
Wiseman
right?
too. Yeah.
They 9 deep right now.
Mm-hmm.
They go 9 deep, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's without Klay Thompson and without Wiseman. So when them two
Yeah.
come back, is
Yeah.
it crazy to say that they could go 11 deep in a regular rotation?
I don't think the coach will even extend really past 9. I think he'll try everybody out, and then everything will kind of take its form after that. But if Wiseman can get some solid minutes, you know what I'm saying, maybe down the stretch he could be a guy who could play some defense for him in the playoffs as a rim protector, rebounder, rim runner, things like that. So, you know what I'm saying, you like to see young guys get minutes early so they can be productive in a 5-minute stretch, 7-minute stretch in the playoffs. So hopefully Golden State can figure that out. Phoenix, you know what I mean, Denver, they're playing well. Dallas, I'm actually surprised is playing well, and not because of the talent, but you know what I'm saying. What's my Luka, right? Luka, you know what I'm saying, was really labeled a guy who's not a team player at all last year, and he's playing within the team. He's getting along better with the team, and I'm just like, he was just kind of, oh yeah, I'll just do it myself. But now I think he's starting to trust his teammates more, and I think that's why they're winning more because he's doing that.
Yeah, you're right. He was like a triple-double machine last year where he was, and that was making the unicorn upset. Because the unicorns, like I thought y'all brought was supposed to be like this duel. You know what I'm saying? Batman, Robin, or we supposed to be this two?
Yeah.
He was supposed to build around us.
Yeah,
and he was like, the only thing I'm hearing, the only thing is that y'all doing is building around him. Yeah. So he felt some kind of way last year about that.
Absolutely. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to talk about, the elephant in the room, Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Who, to me, are up and down team. It's whatever night you watch them, you don't know what team you're going to watch. I'm dead serious. You do not know what team you're going to watch. I've seen them play when they won, and I've seen them play when they lost. But the problem with the Lakers is when they lose badly. I mean, it's like they don't even belong on the court type of loss. So, and LeBron's out, for at least a month. I'm like, man, do the Lakers, are they going to hover like right around here, right around 500? Do you think, for, while LeBron is out, will they get a little better? You know what I mean? Just what's your feel on the Lakers at this point?
LeBron teams haven't really been great regular season teams for a while now. Like it's almost like the regular season is boring to LeBron. Like only thing he wants to do is try to get like, we just want to try to position ourselves, get in the playoffs. Then the playoffs come. It's like LeBron feels like I turn on the switch for the playoffs. So it really feels like the regular season is boring to LeBron, and it's a necessary evil that he has to go through to get to the playoffs.
Right, absolutely.
So I do think if they make it to the playoffs, it'll be night and day on the energy and the defense.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, though. It's hard to turn to flip a switch after like 82 games. And maybe Braun can do it, but everybody else can't do it. So if the rest of your teammates is used to loafing, used to playing half-ass, and becomes conditioned to play a certain way, they don't have the ability to flip a switch in the playoffs like LeBron does. So that's where the trouble is going to come into.
Okay, gotcha. All right, man. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick though. Okay. I don't know about this last week, but JJ Redick made comments saying this is the first time that he's either playing or following LeBron since he's been 15 years old. JJ Redick, and this is the first time in basketball that LeBron has appeared human. JJ Redick said that.
But you know what though? Father Time is never lost. The only thing you can do with Father Time is slow him down. You can't stop him. So I'm just like, we don't know. I mean, LeBron being affected by Father Time? I mean, hey, it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Okay. And if that is the case, then that flip switch that he can do, Father Time fucks with that as well.
Right.
So if Father Time is starting to hit him, then he's another person he's gonna have to get himself conditioned into defense and certain way to play until they get to the playoffs.
Yeah. Or he might even have to cut down on his minutes a little bit and push the other guys a little more, while kind of coaching them from the bench and just kind of doing film study and stuff like that. So he might have to be more of a player coach.
And you know what? So LeBron always been the type to think ahead. And they had a deal for Buddy Hield.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of scratched. And LeBron, I think, and AD went to management saying we want Russell Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
So not from you saying that it sparked something, it triggered something. So do you think that LeBron felt Father Time starting to hit him during the summer or from last year and was like, yo, nope. Buddy Hield is a great compliment to the unstoppable LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But he might not be a great compliment to the first time feeling human as far as like basketball LeBron, and he can't carry a team. But Russell Westbrook still has the ability to carry a team. So you got Russ and you got AD. If LeBron do go through this, like the season kind of like just maintaining itself, you got Russ and AD who can carry the Lakers into the playoffs. And then Bron save his energy for the playoffs. You think he might have been thinking that?
He could have been thinking ahead. He could have been thinking ahead with that. Also pushing to get Carmelo as well. You know what I'm saying? For it to kind of take, some stuff off his plate so they can go ahead and handle business, and then he can kind of rest a little bit more and maybe have his energy when he needs it. So that is a possibility. I can see that.
Okay. And Mark, I'm just noticing the lines. So we're gonna wrap up and go into our next thing by 9. But hold up. So right now, 7 through 10 are playing games, and I love the fact that they kept it that way. So in the West, the playing games right now will be the Lakers, Memphis, Portland, and OKC. And in the East, you have New York, Charlotte, Toronto, and Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy? Are you happy they kept that? Because there was a little bit of complaints last year.
I like it. I like it. It gives it a little of a NCAA feel, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I think that's always good. And you don't know what teams are going to land there. And really, I'm like, when you're talking in a matter of maybe 1 or 2 games, I was just like, man, if you got a star and he gets hot, so you look at the Western Conference and you have Portland in there. Well, Damian Lillard is a guy can get hot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He get hot for 1 game, 2 games. You know what I'm saying? He can win it. Now, 7-game series, I don't know if he's going to be hot for all 7, but you know what I'm saying? But for 1 game, 2 games, you know what I'm saying? You got to like the like a player's chances like that.
Okay.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's move on to this Mark 5. You know what I mean? Rapid fire. We're going to shoot for it. You know what I'm saying? The Silk Sonic album came out. Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, better known as Silk Sonic right now. You know what I'm saying? I have not had a chance to listen to this album, but everybody who I know listening to this album said it was dope. You know what I'm saying? I have not heard anything less than that. The only maybe diss to the album, and it wasn't really a diss to the album, it was like, well, it's Bruno Mars and a wannabe Bruno Mars singing along with him. I'm like, y'all shouldn't do Anderson .Paak like that. You know what I'm saying? That's cold-blooded. But I heard the album's fire, and I heard that Ghostface Killer wants to collaborate with these guys I definitely can see that, and I'm here for it.
Hold on, are you talking about like a track or an album?
You know what I'm saying? I think right now it's a track, but I could see that like if they did like more than one track, I could see all of it. I could see the whole thing.
I can see I can see like an LP, like a
Yeah,
6-track LP kind of
yeah,
thing.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for that, man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I've man, Bruno Mars is somebody I would want to see in concert.
Yeah.
He's somebody I want to see in concert, yo.
Yeah, and he's somebody where people talked about it and they were just like, yo, I guess reading online, the people who have seen him said he's amazing, in concert, right? All right, so I'm saying I'm switching up the number 2. I got to go to this because this was just funny. This was just funny to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, we watched Drink Champs. For the Drink Champs interview, Kanye, came crazy at Talib Kweli, right? You know what I'm saying? He went at him in both parts. Talib Kweli fires back. You know what I'm saying? And I think he got like all the ghostwriters, you know what I'm saying, for I guess the call in for Kanye. You know what I'm saying? And he's talking about all Kanye's ghostwriters or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So they have this back and forth type of thing going on that's funny to me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, I'm like, man, I expect to see more of that. But I'm just like, man, Kanye really like lit him up on the Drink Champs interview, and then he comes back with all his ghostwriters, and his ghostwriters talking like, yeah, I wrote this for Kanye. I did this on this album. I did that on that album. So it's a back and forth competitiveness, but we'll see what it is. We'll see what that is. You know what I mean? Moving forward.
Yeah. But based on also, was Kanye. So what do you think sparked all of those controversial statements he made about everybody? That was just Kanye being Kanye, or was it a strategy to get more attention when people start paying attention to what he's doing? Marketing, like low key strategy marketing, because now we're paying attention to Kanye. Now we're pushing to Talib, and those two, when they collab, they've done some great together.
I'm like, man, it could be some genius behind it. It could be some genius behind it, man. So we gotta wait and see for that, man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. We gotta wait and see for that. Right. Now, you know what I'm saying? Let's move to this, because this is what we see in everyday life, and it happened, to a comedian, Avion Crockett. He had a Karen actually get on stage, right? You know what I'm saying? And just told him like, hey, listen, I'm not really feeling your jokes or whatever. I'm not finding it funny. And I'm like, man, I'm like the audacity this lady had to get on his stage. You know what I'm saying? And Avion was real cool about it though, right? He was like low-key roasting her, but he was just kind of be like, yo, this is my show. He's like, yo, and then he just went to the crowd. He like, yo, y'all like the jokes I'm telling? Y'all like for me talking about me and my experiences? And the crowd was like behind them. Then she started to like fake cry, whatever. And then they had to, the people from the comedy club got her off the stage. But I'm just like, man, the audacity of this lady, you know what I'm saying, to get on the stage talking about I don't find this show funny. I'm just like, who the hell are you, Karen? I'm like, these Karens are ridiculous. Totally out of line.
Man, it's part of this control cancel culture. Mm-hmm. It to me was made somebody like Karen that comfortable going on a comedian stage and something. Right. Can you imagine somebody doing that in the 80s or the 90s or early 2000s? Like Martin Lawrence, Eddie Griffin, Bernie Mac, Eddie Murphy. Hell no. Man. Can you imagine somebody doing that to Dave Chappelle today? Because Dave Chappelle is just like old school. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle would have been roasting her beyond belief, man. But wow, crazy.
That's crazy. Cause it's like nowadays, motherfuckers they ain't afraid to dance sit in the front. No,
right.
The comedians I grew up with, when I go to a comedy show, No, you look for great seats. You want to be close to the stage as possible.
Yeah.
Shit. Yo, I need tickets in the back.
I'm telling you,
man. The great tickets to a comedy show.
I'm like, yo, listen. I see. This had to be like maybe a year and a half ago. DL Hughley came to Philly, and I was just like, yo, we sitting back here. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And I'm like, man, them people in the front though, they was getting the business. I'm like, that's exactly why we didn't sit up there. You know what I'm saying? I like, man, so I'm just like, man, look, nah, you know what I mean? Comedy show, sit in the back. Concert, okay, you could be in the front for that. Hey, a comedy show, sit in the back.
And D.L. Hughley is, in today's comedians, he's the worst person to sit in the front. You know why? Because that's his bread and butter.
Right.
Telling regular jokes. No, he's funny, somewhat funny. But when he's roasting, when he's getting on somebody, the nigga's hilarious. That's his shit. He's funny when he's roasting somebody.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm sitting in the back to D.L. Hughley.
Yeah, me too, man. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now celebrity boxing is now a thing, right? I personally am not a fan, but it's happening. And guess what? The next fight, celebrity fight, is going to be Frank Gore and Darren Williams. Frank Gore, the ageless Frank Gore, who played for a bunch of teams in the NFL, and Darren Williams, played in the NBA. They're going to box, right? I'm not going to watch the fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to do it. If somebody gets knocked out, I'm quite sure it'll be sent to all of us. You know what I'm saying? That somebody got knocked out, but this is like the last thing I want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. I got it. You don't like it, but it's here, nigga. So if you had to put money on it, who you picking?
I'm going Frank Gore. He just, I'm like, I don't know how if either one of these guys can box, but Frank Gore just seems like a tough son of a bitch. Okay. As you know, so I'm picking the tougher guy.
And before I say this ain't coming from me. All right, when I told you I was this past weekend, I was with one of my college friends. So my college roommate, he was my roommate from freshman in college till we graduated. I was with him. He's an avid boxer fan. Like he's a boxer fan, and he's an avid MMA fan. Like he watches to pay attention to even the low cards. So he asked us, and I had the same thing. I said, man, Frank Gore, motherfucker, play for Miami, play for 49ers. This motherfucker's a tank, blah, 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 blah. Come to find out, Darren Williams has been practicing boxing since college. Like he trains and boxes, and he also has somebody, I forgot the other person, but he also practices the MMA shit as well since he's been out of basketball. So
I wonder if he's any good.
He has trained his boxing for years.
Okay.
And he's also started doing MMA the last 3 or 4 years.
Right.
So based off the information I just got from my homeboy, yeah, I'm going Darren Williams based off of that right there.
Yeah. Well, he has the size and the reach advantage. I like before you knew anything about the training, he does have the size and the reach advantage. You know what I'm saying? So you give him that. So I mean, we'll see. In the last topic, right? I can't even believe this came up because I didn't know nothing about it. Before the iconic role in the Green Mile was offered to Michael Clark Duncan, they actually offered this role to Shaquille O'Neal first. Wow. This movie would have been a bomb if they picked Shaq to play in this movie. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been the movie that it ended up being, because this is the movie that was the springboard for Michael Clark Duncan's career.
That was the springboard?
He was in movies, but this was like when he got nominated, he got recognized. Oh, you know what I'm saying? This is like I think he got nominated for Oscar or something like that.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
I think this was the springboard for that. I'm like, I can't even believe Shaq was on the list and that they offered the role to him first. That's insane. That's pure insanity.
So I'm thinking they offered it to him just because they wanted a big looking motherfucker, and that was it. I think that's why they got offered, because they needed a big, intimidating looking motherfucker that's also could come off as gentle.
So they didn't care nothing about the acting part. Just big black guy, you. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Jeez.
Hey, apparently so. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
As far as like acting, those two acting is like this. It's not comparable. The only thing that's comparable is they around the same dark complexion wise, and they're big.
Right.
So they're looking for a big ass black guy. Damn, bro. Shit. Hey, for that case, I could have sent my fucking brother there. That motherfucker, that nigga 6'4", 250 in muscles.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Look, you don't have to say nothing. Just talk real slow. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? You're good. Crazy, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Looking back, I can't see Shaq doing that.
Come on, man. Stop.
No. I can't see anybody doing that role. Could Vin Diesel? I mean, not Vin Diesel. Could Ving Rhames do it?
You know what? I'm like, man, you know, Ving Rhames he has a nice range in his acting ability, but it was like Ving Rhames would have to really dumb it down a lot. I don't know if I can see him doing that. I'm just like, as great of a I think he's like one of the more underrated actors that we have, but
but he's also got that big intimidating figure.
Yeah, I think he has that.
That's the reason why I mentioned him, because he got a little, he's big ass black motherfucker. You know?
Yeah, he has that, but I don't know if I can see him doing the lines. You would have to limit his lines because he too smart. Like I mean, even when he.
So you calling the other motherfucker dumb?
No, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying, even when Ving Rhames plays like a tough guy, killer, you know what I mean? He still comes off, you know, like a very intelligent guy. Like even in those roles.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
That's why I'm like, man, I'm like,
right.
You know how far you gotta dumb it down for this? That's far.
You're right.
For him.
But I tell you what though, if he's able to pull that off, that would show his really good acting skills and his range if he was able to pull it off. But yeah, you're right. Even when he's playing like a killer, he comes off as this. That motherfucker smarter than it look when we start talking. So yeah. I can see that.
Absolutely.
That's what you're saying.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're gonna go to this really quickly. Drink Champs, Yay the interview part 2. I'm like, man, you know, it's Ye still being Ye, but he said some interesting things, and he talked about his wife, and he was just like, I understand, you know, kind of what my wife, you know, kind of was known for when she first came out. You know what I'm saying? She changed the game because you started to see more representation of, thicker women on TV, right? This is very true. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think that's true, look at your local newscast. Them women got thicker on the newscast. You know what I'm saying? They used to be real slim. Now they a little curvier now. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so I'm like, all right, yeah, Kim. But he's like, my wife, you know, is studying, you know, the bar to be a lawyer, right? And he was just like, he was talking about the advice that the person, I guess, who was trying to guide her through the process. He like, I ain't like dude. I just don't have a good feeling about him. I don't think he was telling her the right information, right? But he was like, think about it. He like, if my wife passes the bar or whatever, right? He was just like, all right, she's not going to be as exposed, and you know they're going to be doing things on the merits of the case and things like that. It might inspire young women to want to become lawyers, as for they were inspired by my wife. You know what I'm saying? For real, to kind of, you know, show their curves and things like that. You know what I'm saying? He made a good point there. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, he's like, man, the powers that be might not want to see that. It's okay, to show yourself off. But once you start putting that brain behind everything and then doing those things, then I don't know if they want that type of inspiration to happen. So Just like I felt him on that.
You know what? Hey, listen, I feel him on that. And listen, everybody have a pass, right?
Yep.
Everybody,
Yep.
I got a pass.
Yeah,
I got a pass. That wouldn't nobody go back digging on. But I mean, so if she make a lawyer, she make a hell of a jump. You going from the ultimate sex tape with Ray J.
Yeah.
that put Ray J on the motherfucking map and his business adventures. Then you went from just becoming like the sex figure, you know, with the curves and everything like that. The Kardashians, then the Kardashian drama, then the Kardashian curse.
Yep.
Where everybody deal with just goes fucking nuts or go downhill. Then you have the public divorce with Ye to all that shit. Then you're to becoming a lawyer, that would be that shit. That'd be a hell of a one. That'd be a hell of a 180. Man. But it would be hard to unsee everything that I've seen. Even after she become a fucking lawyer, like it'd be hard to see everything.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's why I want to be. That's why I would want to be rich, but not famous.
Right. Here's another thing to touch on, from that interview. And he said in the previous part one, he said, yo, I owe Beanie Siegel money, you know what I'm saying, for the Yeezy name and everything, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Beanie Siegel gets on Instagram and is just like, Ye don't owe me anything. You know what I'm saying? Like anything I did for him, was out of love. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, man, we was brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like all those times during the Rock and all of that. And he was just like, listen, I don't want him to give me anything, but I would like to have a sit down with him and talk business, right? Because he was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? That's just not in Bean's character, you know what I mean? For real, in his eyes to take what he would think is a handout. He's just like, nah, let's do business together and make money together. You know what I'm saying? Ye made good on the promise because they met up and they got to discuss some business. So I would like to see what comes out from that. But I was like, it was good to see those guys reunited. And you could tell it looked like, you know what I'm saying? When you say somebody's your brother, it's like it don't matter how many years pass by. It's kind of like, yo, it feels like old times when y'all get together. And that's what it looked like. That's what the meeting looked like, man. And you know what I mean? For it looked like, Bean's a stand-up guy. And looks like, is gonna make good on exactly what he said, man. And that's what's up right there.
Yeah. But I tell you what though, I think I know one person that he would accept money from as they'd be like, yeah, I own some money and blah 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 blah. And that's Jay-Z. That's my opinion. I do feel like Jay-Z owe him.
I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I would say like this, even though when the Rock broke up and everything, I don't think, even though, like sometimes it was like on terms where it wasn't so good, I don't think it was never really like as bad between Jay and Beans because Jay would always talk to Freeway and then Freeway would talk to Beans. You know what I'm saying? So I think the only time it got rough, between Jay and somebody is Jay and Dame Dash. I think whatever happened there, you know what I mean, for you had two guys that really was hurt behind, you know what I mean, whatever situation they went through, you know what I'm saying? But if that fence can be mended, any fence can be mended, you know what I'm saying? Because I think Jay, you know what I mean, made it right with, you know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I mean, he got all right with everybody else who we might have had a problem with from the breakup. So, we have to see what happens, but it was good to see them together, man. You know what I'm saying? It was real good to see them together.
Yeah, hell, Mark, if Jay and Nas can make a song called "Sorry Not Sorry" and develop kind of relationship they got now, then I agree with you. Jay can make up with anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
But my point was, if you know, he's like, I do shout out love. If there's anybody that would be like I owe him from back.
Yeah.
And he's like, I appreciate it.
And you know what I mean?
I think Jay's the one person that it would be is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean? I agree with that. I agree with that, man. I was just like, man, you know, the interview, like I said, it kind of played off of what happened in the first part. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, one thing that he talked about, you know what I mean, for God being the Lord being involved, Jesus being involved, you know what I'm saying? And like, yo, listen, you gotta be a brave person, you know what I'm saying, to take certain stances the way that I'm taking them, you know what I'm saying? And he talked about Dave Chappelle, and he was just like, yo, cancel culture ain't canceling me. You know what I'm saying? They ain't canceling Dave Chappelle. He's like, yo, y'all try to cancel Ice Cube, man. You know what I'm saying? How dare y'all try to cancel Ice Cube? Why? Because he met with Trump. He's just like, man, he was just like, you know, and you know, yeah, is, you know what I mean, for, you know, has his own going thing. But I felt him, you know what I mean, for with Ice Cube, because I'm just like, yo, you know, I didn't think Cube deserved to be canceled either, just because, you know what I mean, he's meeting with somebody. And in this case, it was Trump. But I didn't think he deserved to be canceled for that. You know what I mean? For Ye, you know, definitely spoke on that. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't deserve to be canceled. You know what I mean? For you know, meeting with Trump.
Well, the cancel culture and just in general has gotten out of fucking hand.
Absolutely.
Because the cancel culture now has come from where I disagree with you. Cancel that nigga.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck it is now. It's not really valid kind of shit.
Yeah, you know I agree.
It's not. They're not trying to cancel shit that they should cancel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I agree. And here's the other shit. The cancel culture was created by who? No, who's it created by?
Man, I think it's I want to say cancel culture really ramped up, you know what I'm saying, for real, when that LBG, you know what I mean, LBGT community, you know what I mean, jumped in there. I think they ramped it up, you know what I mean, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. So I was trying to figure out, was it them, or was it the black people, or was it a combination of the black people and that?
You know what? And I would say like this. I think black people, you know, have tried to do that, or, you know, I don't know how, if they successfully done it. I think they tried to do it, but then I think, you know, it was enough people who were just like, nah, we're not doing that. We rock with them. But I think once Me Too and, you know what I mean, for the LBG, you know what I mean, Q community got in, they really just kind of pushed it into another gear of the canceling or whatever. I had a problem with that, you know what I'm saying? Even with the R. Kelly thing, I had a problem with that, because I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? First thing, you don't even know his music, you don't know really much about him, and you're going to try to tell me, you know what I mean, who to cancel. You know what I'm saying? Now, personally, I was done with R. Kelly the man when the sex tape came out. You know what I'm saying? Music was still good, but I'm like, him himself, I knew what he was back then. Because in every hood in America, that sex tape was on the stand.
Yeah.
Every hood in America. So I was just like, it's funny, y'all, I mean, y'all coming like Johnny come lately to the party 17 years later, talking about he should be canceled. I'm like, yo, lady, look, the black community been had our thoughts about R. Kelly. You know what I mean? We've been separated, you know what I mean, for the music from the man. We been did that. So you're not telling us nothing new, because you already seen the sex tape. You know what I mean, for real, 20 years ago. Like,
and here's the other thing, that perception-wise, you know, correct me if you know more factual about it, but to me, it seems like the black community is the first one to mention cancel somebody. And the cancel culture is hurting blacks more than anything else.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So it's almost like, I feel like it's FUBU, for us by us, but it's KUBU, it's cancel us by us.
Yeah,
because we're the ones that's getting affected by it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like this: you don't see white people canceling Aaron Rodgers. You don't see Aaron Rodgers getting canceled by a bunch of white folks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
My point exactly.
It might be some white folks that might have been upset. Oh, he lied. Okay, But he still plays. He's still your favorite quarterback, right? Playing for your favorite team, right? Oh yeah, I can forgive him. I can forgive him with that. It's cool.
Want to cancel Bill? Want to cancel R. Kelly and somebody else?
Yeah.
And like I said, if you want to cancel them, okay, cool. But ain't nobody. I ain't hear our communities speak up and try to cancel. Was it Weinstein?
Yeah.
The director that was cool with Oprah. That got caught. So that's usually my problem with the black community. We quick to crucify each other and give passes to everybody else. But when it comes to support, we slow. Support each other.
Oh yeah.
And we usually get more support from everybody else, but then we want to blame everybody else for shit that we're going through.
Oh yeah.
But that's a whole nother topic, man.
Absolutely, man. All right. So, it's coming up. We got to talk about verses. You know what I'm saying? We see the lineup. Matter of fact, verses on Wednesday. That's how quickly that came. Versus is on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm like, man, I'm like, this is the OG battle right here. Shaka Khan, Stephanie Mills. I'm like, man, both these ladies are icons. I'm like, this is where your moms, some of y'all grandmoms, they done had all the records on, right? And I'm gonna say like this, with a lot of R&B records, rap records, or whatever, you can hear the samples of their music all throughout. You know what I mean? You got remix of their songs. With Stephanie Mills, if I'm once again, I'm mad Stacks ain't here because the early Rockefeller days, they sampled a lot from Stephanie Mills. Stephanie Mills, I think, was even on a couple remixes. You know what I mean? For doing some vocals and doing things like that. I'm just like, they really both are intertwined in a lot of the music of today. That's how good their music was. I'm gonna say like this, man. I know we got the show on Wednesday, but I'm gonna be peeking at that verses. You know what I'm saying? While our show is going on.
Nigga, you always peeking.
I got the peek at it. I got the peek at it.
Your goddamn, we get that side view.
Man, I gotta see it, man. I gotta see it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see it, man. So I'm like, that should be interesting, man. I know Stephanie Mills, like, she still can blow. Like, she still really can sing. Like, I'm like, I ain't heard from Shaka Khan in a while, but Stephanie Mills, I heard her on something, you know what I'm saying, not too long ago. I'm like, she still can sing. Like, wait a minute, hold up. So that should be interesting. You know what I'm saying? If I do not get to watch it Wednesday, I will watch it over the weekend. And I'm gonna listen to the Silk Sonic album. So Merv, we got two things all ready to do this weekend. You know what I mean? It's verses and the Silk Sonic album. We should know everything about that by Monday.
Gotcha. I'm going with Shaka. I'm going with Shaka Khan.
I feel you.
I'm going with Shaka Khan.
Right.
I'm gonna give her the edge.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm like, man, Shaka Khan. You know what I mean? Shaka Khan. I'm like, man, it's not even so much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the music's great. You know what I'm saying, and everything. But Shaka Khan, I mean, man, you talk to some of your old heads like, oh man, that was my girl right there. Like, it's almost like you snap them back in time talking about, I mean, that real, I mean, for that nice looking woman from way back when. They talk about her, I mean, they hold her like in that type of deal. Like, oh, okay, got you. And you see some of the old pictures, I'm like, dang, like Shaka, hold up, wait a minute. So I get it, I mean, you talk to the old heads, they going into a trance. You say Shaka Khan, trust me. They're going to tell you about some story, you know what I mean, from way back when. And you know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, man, you should have seen this album cover she had in about like 78, boy. Like, yeah, you going to hear like all of that. You know what I'm saying? So
did you Did you this was 3 or 4 months ago. This about 3 or 4 months ago. Did you hear the Breakfast Club interview with Stephanie Mills?
I did not. I heard that was a great interview too. I did not.
She felt some kind of way. She felt some kind of way because the versus topic came up way before now. And they wasn't receptive to a versus with Stephanie Mills.
Wow.
Yeah. And she let it be known on the Breakfast Club. If you could go back and listen to that, find the interview and listen to it.
Okay.
She at that point in the interview, she was like, they don't even need to call me now. Fuck them. Because it was presented. I think her team may have approached them, and it was like, that was a response. And then I think, if I remember correctly, it was Charlemagne that was like, word? Like, they did Stephanie Mills? Like, and he brought up the Stephanie Mills versus Shaka Khan was brought up during that breakfast the Breakfast Club interview.
Okay.
Yeah, but go if you get a chance to find it before the verses and before Monday, check it out because they talked about the verses, but she feel like that they dissed her on the verses. They ain't really show her the respect that she should have gotten. Yeah, but it was a good interview. If you get a chance to find that,
I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check it out this week. Then, you know what I'm saying? All right, so let's move to, you know what I mean, for the next verses. That will be Bone Thugs and Harmony versus 3-6 Mafia, right? I'm gonna start off by saying, I'm like, man, you know, up here it's some real East Coast bias where it's just like, I think I'm gonna sit this verses out. Well, guess what? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you why, right? I was like, man, see, this is the one thing. Even though I'm from up north in Philly, right? I still got cousins from down south. And even as, you know, a younger man, right? I'm like, I would go and visit my cousins. And I'm just like, man, with 3-6 Mafia, I'm like, I remember, you know, hearing like, you know, when they first came out, like early stuff, right? And I'm like, you know, you hear it here in Philly, you don't really bump it like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it sounds, you know, I got an open ear, so it's like, it sounds pretty good or whatever. But then I go and go visit my cousins. And I'm like, this is when I've seen the whole culture.
Where you was at? Like, you came down south, you went to Memphis?
Yeah, I was
Memphis or
no, I was in Nashville.
Tennessee. Okay. Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I knew Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
So I'm down there and they had like a strip and it's all these dump riders, right? I mean, every car, 26s, 24s, and they bumping 3-6. And I mean 3-6, every different track from 3-6, and you know what I mean, for whoever was affiliated them was playing out of each car. And I'm like, every car is just, so it was all loud, right? And I'm like, that's when you felt it. Because it was a whole different culture. So I'm like, yo, this is nice, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Slow groove. You know what I mean? Everybody drinking, smoking, having a good time. They barbecuing out there. I was like, yo, this is what's up. So it hit me right then. I was like, 3-6 is the shit. I don't know what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying?
So Mark, I'll just name some titles. You got Sipping on Some Scissor. Sipping on Some Scissor.
Yes.
Got Popping My Collar. Slob on My Knob. And matter of fact, Drake has a song that's taking like the melodies from Slob on My Knob. I forgot the name of it. On his new album.
Okay, yeah.
Who Run It? Stay Fly. They was on International Players Anthem.
Yep.
Chicken Head. So they got some stuff, man.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they do, man. And listen, I like Bone Thugs. You know what I mean? For first of the month, East 1999, East 1999, East 9999. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That Crossroads, obviously. Crazy Bone
Thuggish,
had
Thuggish Ruggish,
yeah,
Thuggish
Thuggish
Ruggish
Ruggish
Bone,
Bone. Yep. You know what I mean? For the love of money.
Thug
Uh,
Love with Tupac.
yeah. That was a crazy.
Oh,
That was such a crazy record. Goodness.
Bone and
Notorious
Biggie,
Thugs with Biggie.
Bone and Biggie, yeah, Notorious Thug. So
Yeah.
they got some shit, but I honestly, man, and I'm a Bone Thugs fan.
Right.
Um, I don't see them, unless they. I don't see them hanging with 3 6 Mafia, man.
Ah man. I mean, you gotta understand. It's like Bone Thugs had a run, and then they kind of were out of there after that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all know what happened with Busy. Busy just kind of wandered off in his own world. Crazy Bone, you know what I'm saying? For real, went solo. He was doing a little his own thing. But I mean, his shit was dope though. You know what I mean? That Hard
Yeah,
Time Hustling with Sade was insane. That was an insane record.
yeah,
But Flesh and Bone, the boy, he got locked up. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot happening with the group.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
And then
During their run.
I think also, they were founded by Easy E.
Yeah, and Easy E had passed.
And
Yeah.
Easy E passed. So
Yeah.
the person that was like your mentor and guide you through the music industry, whatnot, passes
Right.
is like, damn. Then
Yeah.
and I think, if I remember correctly, I think Tupac took some kind of a bond or
Yes,
West Coast
yeah.
vibe with them as well.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
Tupac started rocking with them, where you could see them possibly having a chance to them collaborating with Tupac a little bit more than he gets killed.
Yeah.
So they had it's crazy. They had a rough road, and
Yeah.
they were the few people that got a track with Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah. And you talking not this after made shit. No, with them. And back then it was no yo, I'm in New York. I'll send the verse to you over here. No, y'all all in the same studio.
Right.
Rocky. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, I remember Lazy Bone talking about the loss of Tupac and how it affected him and the group. I remember an interview from a while ago. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is very true. Only thing with 3 6, it's like they just kept going and going and going. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I'm like, they had the affiliates, you know what I'm saying? Gangsta Boo, Project Pat, you know what I'm saying? They had, music with Cash Money, you know what I mean?
Man, timing is everything. They really came out at the right time, man. I felt like if Bone Thugs was able to still be hot during that time, that 3 6 Mark, because during that time that was like that's when that music started popping, because that 3 6 Mafia with Little John and East Side Boys,
right,
all that kind of overlap, or like ran right into each other, and had a little phase in music where that should became a thing.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because and this is why I know people get tired of us talking about back between like the late 90s and early 2000s. But I love that fucking era of music because it was a balance.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you want some Little John, you could go that route. 3 6 Mafia, you could go that route. But also at the same time, during the same era, you can go to a DMX route. You could go to a Mace route. You could go to an Eminem route. It's just the balance. I'm not sure we'll see that kind of balance again between the late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, it was music everywhere. Like, it didn't matter whatever your vibe was. You can go from the South to the Midwest to the East to the West.
Right.
And I was just like, well, when's the last time that happened? Where and you're talking prominent artists, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, somebody your man's put you on to, they good. But yeah, I mean, we don't really know him over here like that. Nah, everybody knew everybody. I mean, you go to Texas with UGK, you go to the South, you know what I mean? Like you said, you know what I mean? Atlanta with Lil Jon, you come up to Tennessee with 3-6, you can go to, you know what I mean, the Midwest, you know what I mean, for with Eminem, Scarface back in Texas, Jay-Z, New York, you know what I mean, Trick Daddy in Florida.
Exhibit,
I'm like, goodness, Exhibit out in LA, Snoop out in LA. I mean, man, I mean, you really. I mean, and then you could reach up to the Bay Area, and the Bay Area had their own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? E40, Loonies, all that. I'm like, it was pretty much in that realm. It was nowhere you could not go and get music. You could get music almost from every state, or at least every other state.
And not only get music, get good music.
Absolutely.
Get something different. Everybody had their own sound.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could rock out to all that.
Midwest had their sound. East had their sound. South had their sound. They had their own, like, you could put on, like, oh, he from New York. You could put on another rapper. Oh, he from a Houston area. You put on another rapper. Oh, he must be from Cali.
Yep.
Nowadays, it's like everybody just doing copycats, man. It was like 50% of everybody's sound the goddamn same.
Because it's like you know, you like, oh, where are you from? You know what I'm saying? Oh, this boy from Atlanta. Where are he from? Oh, he from New York. Well, they sound exactly alike.
Exactly,
you know right. And they from two different places. That's crazy.
Because listen, I got a confession. I thought A$AP Rocky was from the South.
Yeah, see?
In the beginning.
You know what I'm saying?
Before I actually so
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I mean that was a great area.
I got 3-6 Mafia on this one, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like this. I got 3-6. I'm like, I got 3-6 just based off their own shit. If you let Juicy J, and then you gotta understand, Juicy J got a resurgence, and he started putting out new shit, and that was rocking because he did all the shit for the strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? And he created a lane, and other new guys are going through that lane now. You look at a guy like DJ Chose from Texas, you know what I mean? For Megan Thee Stallion, if you listen to her stuff, it is strip club type music. Juicy J is the one that really opened up that lane for everybody to come through. So now you can get all of Juicy J's solo stuff plus the 3-6 stuff. Like, goodness, you know what I mean? And I'm like, man, here's another thing they ain't been touched on. Juicy J as a producer is insane. Juicy J as a producer, I'm like, if Juicy J is able to get his producer hat on and play, he has a lot of nice records now. He did some stuff with Megan. He did stuff with Cardi B. I'm like, man, he did stuff with the baby. I'm like, come on. You know what I'm saying?
So this match don't seem, after talking about it, this shit don't seem even.
It's not. I think I would say like this. If this versus was going to 10, right? If it was going to 10 songs,
it's competitive. Yeah,
I could see that. But once you get into the second half, though, I'm just like, I
don't see Bone do anything.
I'm like, because Bone, like, and just like we pointed to, you know what I'm saying? You pointed to Merv. It was a lot of tragedy within the group and right outside the group. You know what I mean? You lost Eazy-E. You lost Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
And also, I don't like it's like you said about Lazy Bone. Lazy Bone, I don't think it's good with the group anymore.
You see?
Because when I went to the concert in Greenville, it was only 3 of them.
Yeah.
Only 3 of them show. Only 3 of them perform at the concert. Okay.
That was Crazy, Busy, and I'm forgetting the other guy. I'm forgetting. I know who he is. I'm like, but I'm forgetting who it is though. But I know. But here's the thing. It was a time, you know what I mean, when the group was like damn near its height, and Busy fell off. Busy just, you know what I mean, just went off and did his own thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they've always had these certain little issues. It seems like at the wrong time to have them. I'm just like, you know, I just think Bone Thugs probably left some good records on the table because of the extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
And 3-6 just kind of kept rolling. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, you know, that's why I got 3-6. I have 3-6 winning.
They
You know
must.
what I'm saying?
Man, they must have got some features that we just not remembering. They got
You know, and well, we got till December 2nd. You know what I mean? For to go back through it, and we will. You know what I'm
shit.
saying? So we'll see what's happening. And I want you to put that graphic back up one more time. That versus joint. You know what I'm saying? Versus international. I wonder what that's about. I don't know. I'm like, man, whoever knows, and you can't just say reggae because we already did Bounty Killer and
Right.
Buju Banton. So you can't just say that. I think international means exactly what it sounds like. International. You know what I'm saying? Where they're reaching to another continent for this shit. I have no idea. But you know what? Anybody who watches this, please throw some suggestions out there, and then maybe we can guess it together.
I haven't paid that no attention to you just mentioned. I don't know. Versus international. I mean,
You know what? I'm gonna tell you, right? I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's a record that we're playing now in Philly, and I guess I mean, if this played here, it's got to be being played everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's an African guy. You know what I mean? Who's I'm not. I don't have a name, but it's an African
is it
cat.
WizKid?
No, it's not WizKid. It's not him. You know what I mean? Even though that has that Caribbean flavor, which I love. Justin Bieber's on the remix of that, which is crazy. Oh, and if you ain't seen the chick Tim's, fellas, the chick Tim's, you're gonna want to pull her up on your Instagram. I'm not even lying. You know what I mean? For real. Definitely. Y'all mean a nice look.
I feel like you and Shawn talked about Tim's before. What?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it was when Nick came on for the Caribbean show we did.
Yeah,
it's been mentioned on here before.
Right.
Tim's.
But it's this African dude who has a song that's like kind of being played on mainstream radio. I'm just forgetting the name though. But the boy's really from Africa.
Is it DeVito?
No, it's a name I can't even pronounce. Like he got a long name, I can't pronounce it, but they're starting to play it now. When I get this record, I get the name of the record. I'm gonna share it in the group. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all check that out, man. But versus international, I wish I had an idea. Maybe they could be talking about reggaeton. Maybe they could be,
But
did they do that before? I don't know. I'm like, man, what's the guy?
This one we need Nicotina. They probably have an idea.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, man, are they talking Bad Bunny? J Balvin? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wish I did know. But it's interesting though. But if anybody got any ideas, man, just go ahead, comment, we'll catch it. And then maybe we could do something. Or it might be, like maybe a few artists on each side from different places. We don't know. I wonder how they're gonna set that up. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what that end up being.
Yeah, definitely that, man.
It's a little
what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, we're gonna see, man. But good show. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody, for coming through, for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. Shout to everybody that rock with us. You know how we do. Merv, you know what I mean? For any closing parting words from
you. I'm still thinking about that 3-6 Mafia, Bone Thugs. I really like it. Damn, this him unfair, but Bone. I'm a fan of Bone, so I hope y'all pull something out. Interested to see what's gonna come out of. I feel like Ye is just getting started. I think so. I think some more stuff is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's gonna do any more Drake chants, but it just seemed like he's been kind of like trying to dominate trying to keep his name out there real strong since Donde and the Drake chants. So I feel like he's about to do something big, man. I feel like he's about to do something unexpected. I like how we talk about our mid show NFL awards.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see how the second half of the season go.
Absolutely.
But yo, a good show tonight. I enjoyed it like always. Always enjoy talking music and sports, man.
Man, no doubt, man. But yeah, I mean, we got verses coming up on Wednesday, y'all. So I mean, it's gonna be the OG Shaka Khan, Stephanie Mills. So I'm saying, we're gonna have to check that out. We're gonna recap that on Monday. We definitely gonna recap that on Monday. So we got to check it out. I'm saying, for see what's going on. And Silk Sonic, we got to get to that album.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna listen to that before Monday.
Yeah, I mean, for same. So, we got some things we got to do, and I mean, we'll be right back at you next week, same time. I mean, Monday, man. I'm saying, vibes, and we out.
Yeah, we out.